going on?
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Are we doing season 2?
It's time for season 2.
This is season 2.
Ooh, right?
I guess.
That's right. We back, right?
We back.
I guess.
Where's the...
Welcome
Welcome.
to Emerald City. Emerald City is a podcast about music appreciation, celebration, and education. We drop in gems of information and comparisons of music from yesterday and today. Music creation, music analysis, and artist stories highlight this quick-paced journey to the city of musical love and laughter. Welcome to Emerald City.
Welcome.
As you can tell, we back.
We back.
We was on hiatus.
Yes, we were. We were.
What the hell is a hiatus anyway?
I know. For real.
Anyway, let's get this thing started right. Let's do some roll call.
Roll call.
Roll call on the left. Who I got?
Who's on your left? Who's on the left? Me.
That's
I
right.
don't know.
DJ.
You talking to me?
DJ, the DJ up in the
That's me.
house again.
That's me.
That's me. On the other side, who we got? Are you busy?
Oh,
Are we distracted?
what's up?
Oh, I know. Huh?
It's Debo. What's so funny?
You're funny. That's why.
Why am I funny? What's funny about me? Do I amuse you? Am I funny to you? Do I amuse you? What, am I a joke to you?
You seem like you was preoccupied. You need that thing over there?
I need everything.
Obviously. Sorry. You said it.
I was looking at our Facebook page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Nice to know.
Making
what
sure it's still there.
happened. Is it still there?
Yeah.
Nobody snatched it down, did they?
No.
Who is they?
Well, welcome.
So vacation is over.
Vacation's over. Time to get back to work.
Man.
Time for to do what we love, right?
Wow.
What we love to do.
And man, oh man, season 2 opener. We got a
Season
nice
2?
special one.
This is season 2. Wow.
This is it. We went through the whole season.
Wow.
We took a break, and now we're back for season 2.
That was a lot.
That was a lot.
It was a
Yeah.
lot.
We talked about a lot.
We did.
We did a lot.
And we got a lot of stuff in store.
Yeah.
We've already been making plans.
This is going to be interesting.
Yeah, it is.
Going to be very, very interesting.
Well, as usual, to start things off,
Oh, yeah. That's right.
it's time for
Woo!
DJ in the Know.
DJ in the know.
DJ in the know.
As y'all know, DJ knows stuff that we don't know.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of stuff we don't
She's in
know.
the know.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? I kind of took a vacation, but
You was
okay.
on vacation?
I was on a vacation.
Did you find some stuff out while
Did
you were
anybody
I
tell
did.
you anything while you was on vacation? What did people tell you?
You on vacation? That's what they said. No way, you on vacation.
Like, yeah, we do take vacation.
Yeah,
Everybody does. Even your favorite TV show goes on vacation. Well, they
does.
hiatus.
That's what I said. Hiatus. I like that
Hiatus.
word. Hiatus.
That's a fancy white folks word for taking a break.
Is that French?
Ooh.
I don't know. Is it,
Frenchy.
is it German? I don't know.
Frenchy. Is hiatus French? No, that's not French. Some English guy said that.
Reaching
Anyway.
out to Frenchie.
So what did folks tell you while you were on hiatus?
Nothing really. They just said, you're on vacation.
You're
All
like,
right, real
yeah.
quick. Did you do anything special on your vacation?
Nothing.
Nothing at all, huh?
Just breathe.
Just
Just
breathe.
breathe.
Breathing's a good thing.
Yeah, you don't breathe when you're not on
It
vacation.
kept you coming back.
Yeah.
Yes.
Debo, you do anything special on your vacation?
I relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
I hung out with friends and enjoyed the hot weather. It was hot.
Yeah, it's been hot.
So,
But
yeah.
we sitting here complaining, and we in California. Can you imagine what it's like across the rest of the country and
It's
some
hot.
parts of the world? Yeah,
It's hot.
Global warming is real.
Apparently, because it's hot.
It's real.
But I did enjoy the warm weather and the sunshine. And
What about you?
Oh, by the way, I
Yeah,
didn't
Shadow.
even say my name. I'm Shadow.
you are.
What about you, Shadow?
What about you?
What about me?
How
What
did
you
you
do
do
on
your
your vacation?
hiatus?
Hiatus. Let me think. I relaxed. I'm like everybody else. It's like you chill. You go a couple places, shake your booty a little bit, and get back in the house before you get caught. And,
Ooh.
that's that. It's one of those things.
Caught by who?
I know.
The authorities?
No, by the COVID, man. That's
Oh,
still,
well, okay.
that stuff is still real out there.
Sure
Yeah, it's a lot of
is.
things going on.
Yeah.
It's serious, folks. So be careful.
For those
be
that
safe.
don't think so, trust me when I tell you, it's still out there.
Yeah, it is.
The monster's still out there.
That is true.
Yeah.
Just be careful.
So, DJ,
Back to DJ in the know. I'm sorry, we interrupted and
No,
stepped
it's
all
okay.
on you.
what you gonna tell us about? What you gonna talk about?
I just have just a couple little things, and then we can continue on.
Okay,
Man,
we can do
got,
that.
We got something big going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just skip to the big.
Come on, tell me something.
Hey,
Tell me something.
I'm
Give
just
one
doing.
or two
I am
facts.
not doing like. I don't have any real facts. I'm just talking about a couple. I only really want to do a couple birthdays. That's it.
Okay, well, tell us how you
And then-
feel.
How do I
How
feel?
about that? Just tell us how you feel.
How do I feel?
Wasn't there a band that came to town this week or something like that?
There's always some kind of band coming to town. What bands were playing or going on this
In the
weekend?
last 2 weeks.
The last 2 weeks.
No?
I don't know of any real bands.
Yeah, I don't think.
None of those national bands came into.
I don't think the Rolling Stones have started their tour yet, but it's starting soon.
Starting
It'll
soon.
be a big
Starting now.
Yeah.
All right, DJ, what else you got?
Okay, so listen, I'm not gonna. Actually, I'm gonna kind of skip the birthdays. I do want to talk about what's going on locally.
Locally in Southern California,
In Southern California, if you are in Southern California,
or coming to vacation in Southern California,
yes,
because that's where
Well,
we're
you know
at.
what? Because we all love music,
Braggarts.
right? We all love music,
Yeah.
and Joe's actually this is how I even met you guys, and
What was you doing? 'Cause I don't remember.
I was at like Coyotes.
Oh yeah, you were always dancing around.
I've seen the two of you, and I know I never really approached you guys because women don't do that. Anyhow, but
As,
you guys,
as I recall, I think I approached you. Did I?
She
ask you
blew
to
you
dance?
off.
no, I did not blow him off
You
because
didn't?
I always wondered how come he never asked me. But I mean,
She was with
He was
some
dancing.
friend of hers. Or
Yeah,
something
you
like
was
that.
always busy.
And I was like,
You were
they
always
seem to be
busy.
enjoying themselves. I'm gonna
Yeah.
go over here and dance by myself.
wow, I really love how Joe dances because he.
Who?
I mean, Shadow dances.
The shadow?
Shadow
The
dancing.
Shadow. He should have his own song.
Yeah.
Like Disco Fever or whatever. What's it called? Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah, the
Anyhow.
movie that you fell asleep on.
I
Yeah.
was just so tired. That's the
Okay.
beginning of my vacation, remember?
Oh yeah, that's true.
Anyhow, so is that okay? if I
Y'all
talk
stop
about
breathing
that?
so heavy into the microphones.
Is that okay if I talk about that? Are you guys cool with that?
You want to
Because
talk
I
about
don't-
going out dance? I know you want to go out dancing.
Yes, I do want to go because you know what's happening this Friday.
I don't.
COVID?
I really don't know what's happening this
I
Friday.
don't want to talk about nothing now.
What's coming on? What's going on this Friday?
I'm celebrating my birthday.
Oh,
My birthday.
It's your
It's
birthday
here.
Friday.
It's time for
Is
the
it?
disco.
Yes.
Oh man. Whew. So we got to get ready to
Yes.
party.
We gotta make the party.
No.
We got to be partying for like a whole week, Shadow.
Only if it's the three of us, because I can't be hanging out with a bunch of big crowds and stuff like that.
We're gonna have to get ready
Lot
to
of
party.
folks. Is that this weekend already? Damn,
It
that's
is
quick.
this weekend.
You are.
On
Wow.
Friday at the
All right.
20th.
So I gotta,
You getting older, huh?
I gotta
Good for
rest
you.
up the next couple of days.
You
Get that
do.
knee in shape, bro.
Yeah, I gotta. Ooh, okay.
So I want to talk about bands, you guys. Do you guys know some bands?
We know a lot of bands.
Anyways, I'm making it quick.
Okay.
So Friday the 20th, I'm gonna be at Thornton, but the tickets are sold out, so nobody can see me there. So if you guys didn't get the tickets, you won't be able to
What
see
is
me.
Thornton?
Yeah, you acting like everybody know what a Thornton is.
What is
Okay,
Thornton?
Thornton Winery.
I know what it is. But
Thornton Winery. Often on
like
Fridays. Yes.
Oh,
I
the
love
way
you
she
so
said
much.
that. Yeah, I saw the excitement in her face. She was like, "Yes."
On
Why?
Fridays, they have this thing. Not all Fridays. You got to look up on their calendar that they have bands there. And they also have some jazz
That's true.
artists there. So,
A lot of wineries are starting to do that.
no, that's good. That's good. At least it's entertaining while you're.
I think that's
Sitting
something.
here.
Drinking wine and dancing just seems to go well together.
it does.
I used to own a limousine business, and I used to, take people on rides myself. And I went up to the wineries all the time. It wasn't as much fun because you don't get to participate, but you get to
Right.
watch and observe a lot of stuff. So
That sounds
I
like
saw
a-
quite a bit.
Fun thing to do. Drink wine and dance.
Yes, it is. And it's going to be.
You sound like you saying that from experience.
I have. I go
So you
almost.
drink wine and dance. I'm gonna have to start taking that hobby up. Okay.
Yeah, whatever.
I might.
So, at Paula Casino, you guys, It's going to be Dudes of San Diego. Do you guys like that band?
I don't know them. Seriously, I don't know.
I know, but I'm just giving people options to do something on a Friday night to go check out. Damn.
I guess. Yeah, I don't know them.
They do like dance covers, so it would be something to go see from 4 to 8, along with Jasmine Rogers' band is on later on that night.
So, how much dancing do you plan on doing?
I'm gonna do everything because if we're done over there at the winery, we're gonna go straight over to.
I don't know if I can do all this dancing, DJ. I don't know if I can keep up with
Why
you.
not?
What's the name of the other band you said?
Jasmine Rogers' band.
I mean, he all right. He ain't no Sam
She's a
Cooke.
good singer though. She got a good little sidekick thing
Yeah, but
there.
she ain't no Sam Cooke though.
She
Well, who is?
isn't.
I mean,
She
come on.
really isn't. So I don't know. I'm just kidding. So at Coyotes, there's some lady, some Diana Fariner band.
I have no idea. I don't know him.
I know, but I just want to give people options. And she does a lot of dance covers. And at Humphreys,
She's talking about dancing again.
and I am dancing because it's a dancing weekend.
She likes to dance.
I do.
I can't do all this
And
dancing. I don't
Humphreys
think.
backstage. There's a difference. It's not the concert. It's backstage. So if you guys want something to do, you go backstage, right?
That's right.
I like backstage.
I was just
Yes.
there this
I do
last
like.
weekend.
I like being backstage.
Was it nice? Was it nice?
It was nice backstage.
That's yeah. I like being
Ooh.
backstage.
Good things happen
where,
backstage.
yeah, that's where the
Good
fun goes at backstage.
But
Yeah.
it's gonna be a rock band there this Friday. So it's and it's a $12 cover charge.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you dance to rock music?
I don't know.
Have you? I mean, is there a way to dance to rock music?
Yes, there is.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
With your head, right?
No.
Not headbangers.
no.
That's metal. That's
Okay.
heavy metal. I'm talking just regular rock music.
Is
Like,
it
y'all
just
need to
side
get out,
side?
man.
I
I
know.
guess-
This is where we're gonna have to go then.
Man.
We're gonna have to
guess
go
we do.
here.
Go
You
to
know?
Kraken. They got some.
Kraken. What's in?
I know a band that was playing there not too long ago.
All right. Enough of this local stuff.
Okay.
We know enough about
Yeah.
what's going on locally.
They'll catch up with
We
us.
talking to the world. They're like, look, y'all
This is
out
the
there.
world. Here you go, you guys.
We got to find out. You know, we got to find out. We got to find out who's playing in France.
We got
We got to
to.
find out who's going to be on tour in France.
Frenchie.
Let us know.
Let us know who's playing
September
out there.
11th, you guys. That's the big funk band concert. I need to tell everybody at the Greek Theater.
Up in LA?
Up in LA.
Okay.
So you see
Got a couple of artists that are playing?
SOS,
Okay.
Oh, that's when that's going
Day,
down.
Lakeside.
Yeah. I've been seeing a lot about Morris Day lately.
Yes.
He's all
Yes,
over the
yes,
place.
Yes.
I love that song that him and Jerome did on the Jimmy Jam.
That was a good
Materials.
one. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
that's why. Maybe that's why. Maybe he's
So if you
promoting
guys
that.
want a sneak peek of that, I'm sure you got to go up there.
Okay.
September 11th, Greek
September
Theater.
11.
All done?
All done.
All right.
Let's get on to the good stuff.
The good stuff.
The good stuff.
What is the good stuff?
Needless to
No,
say,
the best stuff, I should say.
needless to say, as the title of the podcast suggests, today we're going to talk about a movie that all of us went to go see. That's right.
What you want, baby, I got what you need. Do you know I got it?
Today,
All I'm asking,
we are going to be talking about
a little respect when you come
Queen of Soul, Miss Aretha Franklin,
Wow.
in the movie that just came out called Respect. She ain't gonna do you wrong. What's she saying? Sometimes I don't understand what singers be saying.
I understand what everything Aretha's saying. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little
They
bit.
kept saying that in the movie.
Yeah,
Just
just
a
a
little-
little
just a
bit.
little bit.
Just a little bit. I
What do
like
you think
that.
they mean by that?
Just a little bit.
I'm gonna write me a song called
You know,
Just a Little
sometimes
Bit.
that's all you need is just a little bit. You ain't never mind.
Well, I think 50 Cent did a song like that, didn't
Never mind.
Yeah.
he? Let's keep it clean.
Yeah, never mind.
All right.
So clean.
But yeah, you know, that respect.
So-
RESPECT. I think that's how I learned how to spell respect.
I think that's probably the only word you know how to spell.
No, I'm serious. And that's how I think I learned how to spell that song. I mean, spell that word.
You remember when Eddie Murphy had that little thing where he said he was talking about his father that got drunk and he'd be sitting there singing respect.
Yeah,
He said,
yeah.
RESPCT. You know what the song
Yeah,
is.
you know the song, Eddie. Yeah.
Love
Anyway,
it.
the three of us had planned on going to go see this movie together. And, as a group. Togetherness, you know?
Group trip.
Needless to say, that didn't work out because everybody decided to go do their own thing because they were still on hiatus. They didn't want to see each other. Nobody wanted to see nobody. So
We wanted to see other people.
yeah. So everybody went with somebody else.
And all of us did see other people.
Yeah, we went to go see other people and go see the movie together, or with the other people.
With the other people.
And we're about to give you, and we haven't really discussed too much of it, the movie, because I wanted it to be fresh so that everybody came with their own opinion and kind of, let you know what they thought about it and what they think was good, bad, indifferent about the movie. There was another movie that was out earlier this year. It was a miniseries actually, and it covered a lot more. And it was called Aretha Genius, I believe.
Yeah, it was called Genius.
Genius.
Yeah,
Aretha. Yeah. So look that up, and if you want to, do a follow up on this, check that movie out as well. But beginning with DJ,
Yes.
we're gonna ask you: did you enjoy the movie?
I love the movie, yes.
You loved it. What did you love about the movie?
It made me cry.
Made you cry?
It made me cry.
What parts?
Especially, well, at the end, of course, because, it went through everything that she got her award for. But the moment where she realized she lost her mother.
Oh, hold on. For those of you that haven't seen the movie, click off the podcast. We're going to talk about the movie, and we're going to be giving all kinds of spoilers and everything like that. But
Yeah, don't be listening
yeah,
until after you
yeah,
see it then.
yeah. Go through and yeah. Definitely you got to see the movie, though. Even if we talk about it, and most people know Aretha Franklin's story, right?
Oh, they think they do.
Or they think they do. This did
Right.
open your eyes to quite a bit. So go right ahead.
Just that moment, and then after watching it, and you see how she blocked all her bad memories of when her parents were fighting.
So to give a quick synopsis of the movie, let's start off with Debo telling us from the beginning to the end, first of all, what his thoughts were on the movie, and then give us it started off with this, it ended with this. Go ahead.
Wow, you want me to give a synopsis of the movie?
Synopsis of the movie first, and then your opinion on the movie, the acting, and all that good stuff like that.
Okay, so the movie starts off with Aretha being a very young girl in Detroit, being raised by her father with her sisters and her grandmother, and it shows her father, who was a very, very well-known and famous minister and reverend in the Detroit area, but he also was actually very nationally known. Mm-hmm. He was a big part of the civil rights movement, along with Dr. Martin Luther King, and she would travel with him to go to revivals and go to seminars and go to...
As strange as this may be to say, because obviously, I'm not going to assume people are, ignorant or anything, but maybe there are some people that don't really understand what the civil rights movement was. Give us a quick brief. What was the civil rights movement?
What was the civil rights movement? What do
You think everybody knows about the civil rights
I
movement?
mean, come on.
You think everybody knows?
Well, I said Martin
You've
Luther
heard
King.
the term before, but
Well, okay, so we're talking... I would say this time that the movie took place, we're talking late 50s.
late 50s,
early
60s.
60s when it first started. So we're talking in the midst of segregation in the South. Mm-hmm. This was before the Voters' Right Act for blacks to be able to vote. This was before desegregation had taken place.
Are you trying to tell me there was a time when black people couldn't even vote?
Yeah, there was a time when black people couldn't do a lot of things.
Being facetious.
So
I still can't.
right. So this was the time of her childhood. But it moved from that, and it moved to her actually going with her father, because he would go down to places like, even though they was living in Detroit, he'd go to places like Alabama and Birmingham, and he would, go to these events that they would have for the civil rights movement and just church events. What people don't know, there used to be a thing of gospel traveling ministries, and that's what Reverend C.L. Franklin was a part of. So ministers had their own church, but a lot of times they would travel and go to other churches. You know how they say when you're in church, they say, well, we have a guest minister today, and he's coming in from Detroit, Michigan, and he's going to give y'all the word. Well,
What's up with them accents?
that's how they used to say it,
Yeah.
And
I
so
do.
that's what he would do. Aretha would travel with him, and she would sing while he would preach. And so they showed that, and they went through that, and she grew up after a certain period of time, and she wanted to be a singer, and she wanted to do that professionally.
I'm not asking for Aretha's
You know.
history. I'm asking for the movie.
Well, that's what I'm going to give you.
Okay.
And so her father facilitated that. He helped her do that and get to that point. And it just shows her career path from that point on, from going from a child, just singing in church with her dad, to becoming a professional singer, and how her career, the ups and downs of it.
DJ, do you know this song? Have you heard this before?
You're no good,
Oh, good.
heartbreaker. You're a liar and you're a cheat.
Not a cheat.
Why are you gonna play this song for her? Now you're gonna bring back bad memories.
I'll let you
Say bad memories. This is the essence
She
of
went
soul.
through a lot. Like, I feel like every woman can identify with
That's
her.
what I just said.
That's
See?
just definitely.
See, that's
like,
exactly what I just
we
said.
all been through that
Now you're gonna bring
heartbreak,
up bad
and it's just
memories.
Like,
alone.
Any
that's like
song-
every woman's
Yeah,
like.
any song you say that you're a liar and a cheat gonna bring back bad memories for a woman.
That's right.
Are you trying to say that men have never been lied or cheated on?
I ain't
Listen,
saying that now.
who starts it, man? That's all I
See?
gotta say. You're gonna start it, we gonna finish.
I ain't never
But after all that, she ain't never loved a man
loved a man
the way.
the way that I love you.
This is the essence of the blues and soul.
Time ago I thought
I believe this was when Aretha was first finding her voice. Wasn't that her first major hit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Prior to that,
she was doing jazz, jazz standards.
with Columbia Records.
Yeah, with Columbia Records. And don't get me wrong, Aretha could sing anything, but that wasn't the essence of who she was. She was really trying to fit into a mold of other singers, and so it took her getting away from that. And it's weird because people don't understand, think about it. Aretha Franklin is legendary. She's the queen of soul, but people don't look at it and understand it was a time of her career when she couldn't get a hit.
think
We don't
she had
even
what?
relate to that.
I didn't even know that until I watched the movie.
Right. People don't think,
I didn't think that.
Right.
What they
Let's
say,
do that
DJ,
big
she
old
had
fight.
like. What they say? She had like 9 albums.
Yeah, she made like
Yeah.
7, 8, 9 albums and couldn't get a hit, not one hit out
She
of
was
any
very
of
frustrated
them.
with that.
So
Right.
but people don't think of Aretha Franklin in that light, but
No, I
that was
certainly
real.
did not.
Yeah,
I
so
totally did not.
You know,
One of the funniest parts of the movie to me was one of her heroes was Dinah Washington, right?
yeah,
And it was actually expertly played by Mary J. Blige in the movie.
Mary J. Blige did an excellent job. She was great.
And you'll see a scene where
She was great.
Aretha was trying to pay tribute to Dinah Washington because she used to come over to the house. They used to have parties and stuff like that. Her father would throw parties and all kinds of famous people would be there. Sam Cooke and who else was there? Martin Luther King. and-
Martin Luther King, Duke
kinds.
Ellington. I mean, just all kinds of Art Tatum. Just
Yeah, Ella
all kinds of
Fitzgerald.
Ella Fitzgerald, and
So she grew up as a young girl, knowing all these people and meeting all these people and stuff like that. But once she became a famous singer or semi-famous singer, she started performing, and Dinah Washington came to support her at one of her shows. And Aretha said, "Well, I'm going to do a tribute to Dinah Washington." She started trying to sing a Dinah Washington song, and she picked up the table and threw it. And said, "Oh, hell no!" And she kind of went crazy on her. But she did show a tender side by going into her dressing room to really school her on the etiquette of when you're a singer and how to, respect others that either came before you or perform at the
Well,
same time.
for people that don't know, and I wish they had went into a little bit more detail, Dinah Washington was known as the Queen of the Blues. Dinah Washington, even to this day, is a very influential singer. Just her voice, her singing style, her phrasing, people like Amy Winehouse and things like that got a lot of their style from Dinah Washington. And if you go back and listen to any Dinah Washington music, you will hear it immediately. So she was very well known and a big star in her own right, before Aretha. So, she felt the kind of a way about,
just a little bit.
Right, because remember, like we was just saying, Aretha at that point didn't have any hits. Nobody even knew who she was.
Yeah, but soon enough.
But yeah, so
Yes.
Was this during the Columbia phase?
I'm only one step ahead of heartbreak.
Didn't I hear this on a rap song?
One step the head of misery.
You're not gonna get anything out of
One
us.
step
Never
is
mind.
all I have.
I believe these people are feeling this right now.
Backwards to be the same old fool for you I used to be. I'm only one step ahead of your arms. One kiss.
DJ, you chose that song. Was there a reason or something about that song you really liked?
She loves it.
I love it.
Because
Yes, it's the perkiness of it.
Perky. I like
But
that.
it's still, like the wittiness of the song. I love that.
yeah, but I could have swore they used a sample from that song
It's been sampled
on some
before.
rap song.
It's
I
been
remember.
sampled several times.
Really? Mm-hmm. Okay, and it's funny because even though I know a lot of the catalog for Aretha Franklin, and once I started listening to it, I knew it as a whole. But when I used to hear the sample, I didn't make the association between that and Aretha Franklin at the time. So that was weird.
I like that.
Yeah.
I love
well, like I
that.
said, Aretha could sing anything.
Now, Debo gave me a song he said he wanted to hear too. And it shows that she not only could she do soul, she could do a little bit of funk. Oh, if y'all can see this dancing he's doing right now.
All right, I'm going to tell you a story. And I didn't really want you to play it yet. But remember I was talking to you and I was telling you about the Chicago soul sound?
Right.
So, that's where I was born and partially raised in Chicago, and we had, Sam Cooke and the Impressions and Curtis Mayfield. We had our soul thing. So at a certain point, my father decided to move us to Detroit, the west side of Detroit. So we get to Detroit, and they had their own thing going on. And we found out, oh, this is how we do it in Detroit, like this. And it was like, oh, okay, this is how y'all get down in Detroit.
So this was the first
Get it?
big song you heard from Detroit?
Yeah, this is like, okay, this is what y'all do, okay. And that's how, we got into Aretha and understood that it was a little bit of a different feel. It was still soul, but it was a little bit of different type of soul.
While you were living in Detroit, did you know where she lived at in Detroit? Did you know the area?
Everybody knew the area.
Okay. Did you ever walk by there? And
I mean, you didn't have to walk by. I mean, here's the thing. Because the Reverend C.L. Franklin was so huge and Aretha Franklin was so huge, the Franklin family, everybody knew, where Aretha Franklin lived. I mean, eventually she ended up moving like to the outskirts of the city, but everybody knew where Aretha Franklin lived. Everybody knew about, C.L. Franklin and the Franklin family and Carolyn and Irma and,
we're gonna get back to it
and all
because
of
you're
that.
gonna tell us about the connection between that and Motown in a minute.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask DJ first. Back to the movie. Tell me what you thought of the acting in the movie.
I thought it was great.
Did anybody stand out to you? Was there anybody that you thought, excellent? There's no way that this person's not getting an Academy Award for that.
They all amaze me. I mean, everybody.
Yeah.
Even Marlon Wayans, right? That's
Well, I don't know because I think
Marlon.
Debo got a different opinion. On
no,
Marlon
but
Wayans.
the arrogance that he portrayed, like he did a good job. I didn't like him.
Go ahead, Debo.
I didn't like him.
But, what?
Are you paying attention, man?
Yeah, I'm paying attention. What do you want me to
You
say?
know, did you listen to what she was just
You
talking
do
about?
what I
What-
usually do.
Well,
I know.
What are you?
What
What are
you
you?
changed?
What are we
I know
talking about?
We're swapping here.
We were talking about the
You
acting.
say some WAP?
The acting
The acting.
in the movie. We were saying how we were talking about
I heard that,
outstanding
yeah.
roles and stuff, and she
Right.
said she really liked Marlon Wayans. She thought he
I
did a
heard
great
that.
job. I said you may have a difference of opinion. Not that he did a bad job acting, but we talked about something a little bit earlier that
Well, I'm going to talk about Jennifer Hudson. I think Jennifer Hudson did a great, outstanding job. I think Jennifer Hudson really captured the essence of Aretha Franklin. And I don't know if it's because, I think if she had more time to prepare for the role, I don't know if it's because of she had met and talked to, because she had met Aretha Franklin and talked to Aretha Franklin extensively. It wasn't just like it was a one-time meeting and then she went and played Aretha Franklin.
you know what's funny. My understanding is that when
You
she
know.
was on American Idol and she got kicked off, A couple days later, she got a phone call from Aretha Franklin.
Well, I don't know anything about that, but I know that.
But I know about it. That's what I'm telling you.
They had a relationship, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So maybe that's why, because she really captured the essence of Aretha Franklin. She captured her attitude, her mindset, and so I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised. I mean, she did a great job. I was like, wow.
I agree with you on that.
You know.
I went in kind of hesitantly because I was like, I know Jennifer Hudson, and she's such a strong personality herself that I didn't think that she would be able to handle something as, you know, the magnitude of Aretha Franklin. But pleasantly surprised is the optimal.
And I think she understood Aretha's background and where Aretha came from. She understood it. And I think that helps, because if you don't really, and I think it helped her to understand how Aretha sang and why Aretha sang the way that she did. Because I think Jennifer Hudson took the time to really understand Aretha's background and where she came from, and from the church and all of that, you know. She did an excellent job. I can't say it enough. She really did. You know, it's like, wow, okay, you know.
DJ, what do you like about this song?
Did you see how beautiful that was in the beginning?
Oh, you wait till her sister comes in with the high note.
For me to love you, if you want, let me.
Such a beautiful song.
It ain't no way for me to give you all you need. If you won't let me give all of me,
Here it comes.
I know that a woman's duty is to have that love man.
Diva, what were you telling me earlier about the musicianship when we were listening to the song?
It was for me.
This is coming from a place that is very unique. This is music that's coming from a place that's very spiritual and very soulful. They were able to, in the studio, capture it with Aretha, just because you have to really understand, you know, where she's coming from to and you have to be able to relate to what she's trying to express. And she was lucky enough to have musicians around her that understood what she was trying to express, and they were smart enough to get out of her way and let her express it, and not overshadow it. And not, this is very special, unique music. I hope people understand that.
DJ,
You know,
when you're listening to these songs, are
Yeah.
you paying attention to the lyrics as well?
Yes.
And as a woman, are they hitting home with you like in a powerful way?
Yes, it resonates. Yeah, that's why I'm pretty sure a lot of women they love that, and they even showed it in the movie how that lady came up and said, "My life is all, you speak about my life."
yeah, it's her music was coming from inside of her, but it was expressed in a way that just, it was raw and it was real. You know, it was raw and it was real, and it wasn't sugar coated, and it wasn't polished.
You know, I've always felt like when it comes to art, whether it be paintings, drawings, creative writing, singing, whatever is considered art, one of the things that I was told when I was younger was that without true pain, there's no true art. Doesn't mean there's not happy art, there isn't joyful art, But to dig down into someone's soul, when we talk about soul music, it usually comes from having lived a life of some sort of
Grief.
grief or oppression or some kind of pushback, and you have to burst through. And from singing from your soul or speaking from your soul or writing from your soul, you have to get those demons out to clear your own soul. And I believe that's what Aretha was really all about. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, and a lot of it came from her background in the church. When you're singing in church, the words that you sing in are very important.
Yeah.
And so expressing those words in the right way is very important so that people can hear the words and understand them. Understand what's meant.
The church.
Say nothing but the church.
And as we all know, Aretha used to play the piano in the studio to all of her songs. That's her actually playing.
Don't play that song for me, 'cause it brings back memories of days that I once knew, the days that I spent with you. Oh no, don't let it play it. Oh no, it fills my heart with pain.
Those are her sisters in the background
Please
singing
stop it
backup.
right away. 'Cause I remember just what he said. He said, darling, and I know that he lied. You know that you lied. You know that you lied. You lied. Hey, mister, don't play it no more.
Now, when you did the show on the Chicago Sound, one of the main things that you pointed out at that time was the mixture of blues, gospel, and how that created soul. As we listened to that song that just played, you heard all those elements in there, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, but that song there is also straight from the church.
From the church.
If you listen to the beginning of it, that's just a church march. And that's, I say this. Because I got to go there. If Sam Cooke and Ray Charles had a baby, it would be Aretha Franklin. And that's the truth. It'd be Aretha Franklin.
I mean, he all right, but he ain't no Sam Cooke.
But, it comes from that same place. It comes from, I think people don't understand that prior to that time period, especially in the 50s, there was no such thing as soul. Soul was a very new phenomenon. It was a new development. It was something that people hadn't heard before. Singers, especially commercial singers that you heard on the radio, they didn't sing like that. The only place that you could go to hear singing like that was church. That was the only place you could go to hear singing like that. So them taking that to the music industry, that was a brand new phenomenon. And it just blew people away because a lot of people had never been exposed to that before.
You grew up in the church, right?
Yeah.
I grew up in the church. DJ, did you grow up in the church?
I didn't.
The church, if you watch the movie, it's exactly as they portray it, as far as the people, the response, the call and response, the catching the spirit and things of that nature. And I think you're right when you say that there's something communal and special about the church as we were growing up.
Well, it's I can say you just listen to that song. That song is it hits you. It's not just, oh, this is a great song. I enjoy this song. This really sounds good. I'm having a good time. No, it hits you, like in the gut. And it's produced well. It's great musicians. It's Aretha Franklin, like you said, was a musician herself.
Yes.
She wasn't just a singer. She was a musician. So it's great music it's sung well, it's written well, it's produced well. And it's just, but at that same time, it kept its spiritual base. It kept this rawness, and that's something that that wasn't easy for a lot of people to do.
Which one of y'all asked for this one?
Huh?
Which one of y'all asked for this one?
You.
Did I?
To make you laugh, I would be the fool for you.
That's beautiful.
Although the people turn and stare, I really don't care.
Go ahead and sing if you want to.
That's woo.
I would give my everything
Do you
to
need-
keep
do you need a Kleenex?
boy.
I do. That's
It breaks my heart.
I can feel
when
that.
you're
That's why I
not
asked.
there.
you can't fake
Stage
this.
about
No, you can't.
You can't fake this.
on the tabletop.
Either you have it or you don't. And when you have it,
And performance
This is one of the reasons why both funk and soul are two of my favorite styles of music. And it's a shame that we have to put music into stylings, but there are certain elements that's obviously played in certain types of music that keep it consistent.
I'll find the music
Well,
there in your eyes.
Aretha was so good with song interpretation. You're listening to what she's saying, the words, but it's the way that she's delivering the words.
Yeah.
It's very direct. It's very straight to the point, and it's something that if you're human and if you've lived and felt anything before that you relate to, it's the way that she's playing, and it's the way that she's delivering the song. It's soulful. It's soulful, and it's from the spirit.
Who gave her the title Queen of Soul?
She was officially given that.
There's
that
a proclamation,
title,
wasn't it?
Yeah, in the Regal Theater in Chicago. They know a little bit about soul, and she did a show, and because here's the thing that people got to understand: this wasn't just a one-time thing. She kept doing this
Over and over and
and
over.
it was
and over.
like, wow, another one. Because it's good to like hit that magic one time.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yeah, that was great. But there's been some people that they couldn't do it again.
What's funny is
She
that
kept doing it.
she took so long to get that first hit.
Right.
Remember, she had done
Right.
9 albums, and then
Right.
when she got that first hit, it was like you said, it was like a trigger. It was like boom, 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 boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom. I remember being a little boy, and I could always tell a song or tell whether a song was going to be good a lot of times by looking at the label.
Right.
And if I saw the Motown label, I said, oh, this
Right.
is going to probably be a good song, and I'd put it on and listen to it.
Right.
When I used to see the Atlantic album cover or record cover, if it's a 45,
Right.
I'd put that on, and
Right.
I'd say 9 out of 10 times it was Aretha Franklin. And every month it seemed like she came out with another hit.
Right.
Another hit.
Right.
Another
And
hit.
so,
I think
you
she's the
know,
most decorated female artist of all time.
And so it was thinking, yeah, you're the queen of soul, and I think that's an important for people in today's age who weren't around back then to understand. That's not a name that Aretha Franklin gave herself. She didn't go around saying, "Hey, I'm the queen of soul," and it wasn't like a PR thing where people, "Hey, let's call you the queen of soul," or marketing ploy. It wasn't that. That title was bestowed to her from the people because the way that her singing made them feel. She earned that.
DJ, give me one of your earliest memories of hearing Aretha Franklin. When, where, how it affected you?
Well, mine didn't go back as much as your guys' did.
Oh, here she goes again.
No, I'm just
She ain't as
speaking.
old as we are. We old and decrepit.
But still, even if you're like were born 20 years ago or 15 years
No,
ago, somewhere along the way you heard an Aretha Franklin song, and hopefully it affected you in that way.
To be honest, it was jump to it. That was the song.
That's the 80s Aretha.
But that
Didn't
was
Luther
me.
Vandross write that?
That's it.
I believe so.
That was
He
the song
wrote it
for
or
me,
produced it or
and I
something.
remember that song. And
But somewhere along the way you went back in history
Then
to
I went back in
hear
history.
what else have you done, right?
right, I went back. I do that a lot, as you guys all know. Like I go back, and I was like, "Damn, where was I? Damn, where was I?"
You know,
I
it's-
just, I love music, And I love that soul sound.
That's
in her.
my jam.
Yeah.
For sure, that's my jam. I love finding new jams. For
Yeah.
sure.
And Aretha had a lot of 'em.
She did.
She had
And
a
you
lot
just
of
showed
'em.
me one I didn't even know. Like, I'm gonna download it now.
Yeah. Listen to this.
We're in such a mellow mood tonight.
We are.
Baby, baby, baby. This is just to say how much I'm gonna miss you. But believe while I'm away that I didn't mean to hurt you.
Listen to that bass.
Don't you know that I'd rather hurt myself?
Listen to how she says, baby.
Baby, 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 baby. Think of me sometime, baby. Because if loving you was so wrong, then I'm guilty of this crime. Guilty, I'm guilty, I'm guilty. I'm bewildered,
You got a story?
I'm lonely, and I'm lovely.
I wouldn't say it's a story, but I love that song. That's one of my favorite Aretha songs. And what I love about it is, and it's funny because I didn't know this, but there's a scene in the movie when she's in the studio. And she's in the studio with musicians, and I think when they first get started and they first, getting to know each other, and she's playing and singing, and they're playing, and they're all chiming in, and Jerry Wexler stops them, and he tells the musicians, he said, "What are you guys doing?" He said, "You guys are. Why are you doing it? You're overplaying. You're playing too much. You're trying to impress each other, and you're trying to impress her, and you don't need to be doing all of that." And once he told them that, they got it. And this song, if you go back and you listen to that song again, it's a perfect example of that. It's very simple. What everybody else is playing is very, very simple. They're not playing anything complicated, and they understood, let's just keep it simple, sit back, and let Aretha be Ree. And that's what they do.
And
That's why I love that song.
And that's the original baby, baby, baby.
Yeah, because she's it's just coming out of her. But they understood that we don't have to do all this fancy stuff and play this and play that, and we're great musicians, but it wasn't about that. They understood, no, this is about letting her be her. And if you listen to that song, that's what you hear. That song is Aretha. They're not really doing a whole lot musically in the background. That song that's her.
Is that your favorite?
It's one of them.
It's hard to
It's
pick,
one,
right?
yeah. It's one of them, just because, and the way that she says, "baby." That's
You've been waiting for a girl to call you baby like that.
Oh, you don't do
How
that.
long?
Don't do
How
that.
long?
Don't do that. Not like that. And because and it's all, like I said, it's a thing of where her upbringing and her environment and being and what she represented. Remember, she came in the time of the civil rights movement, and
I think that's what's left out a lot on her life. Yes, she was a fantastic musician, fantastic singer, but
Right.
her humanitarian
right, and
work.
just being in that spiritual place and growing up in Detroit and being a Detroiter. She talks like a Detroiter. She acts like a Detroiter. And it's about, Joe, when you're from the city but you still sometimes have a little bit of that Southern flavor to you, and
most of our descendants, most of our
and
our
so
forefathers.
it's a certain way, that you say things. It's a certain way that you express yourself.
It's a swagger that's not what is
Right.
associated with swagger nowadays.
Exactly. It's a swagger. It's a coolness. Well, and like you said, sometimes a woman can just talk to you a certain way, and you're just like, okay, all right. If a woman has that in her,
Yeah.
Aretha had that in her, to
Yeah.
where you listening, you paying attention to what she's saying.
Yeah.
You're like, what? For
sure.
Okay.
DJ, is there a favorite song of yours by Aretha Franklin that you can think of right off the top? Even
No,
if it's one
you-
that we've already played.
No, to be honest, no. I mean, because I'm still learning. I'm still going through all her stuff.
I would think after seeing the movie,
You still
anybody that goes to see the movie, you will want to dive deeper into
I
it.
do. Honestly do. And then noticing that, the best selling out of all of them is the gospel one.
Yeah, we didn't
So
even talk about
I
that.
need to go through that.
Yeah,
Like, honestly,
it's a rabbit hole.
What was the title of that album?
Amazing Grace.
Amazing Grace.
Yeah.
That was her
Yes.
biggest selling album.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
And if you see the movie, you'll understand why.
Yes.
and yeah.
You know.
Well, my favorite song by Aretha was actually one that was written by a woman by the name of Carole King.
Yeah.
Okay.
Carole King was this really, really great songwriter back in the day. I mean, she wrote some of the top hits, and I'm sure if I started playing some of the songs by her, you say, "Oh, she wrote that? Oh, she wrote that?" And she was one of the few female songwriters that knew how to do it in such a good way that when somebody like Aretha got a hold of this material, this is what she came up with.
Looking out on the morning rain, I used to feel so uninspired. And when I knew I had to face another day, Lord, it made me feel so tired. Before the day I met you, life was so unkind. You're the key to my peace of mind. 'Cause you make me feel, you make me feel, you make me feel like a natural woman. When my
Oops. My bad. I loved it so much. I wanted to hear it again.
Yeah. Also produced by the late great Aretha Martin.
Yes.
We talked about on the producers
Podcast
episode.
that we did, yeah.
Yeah. So, it's great music.
It's funny because I remember that as one of the first Aretha Franklin songs I ever heard.
Yeah.
And it became one of my favorites.
And one of her biggest.
Which is funny because it talks about being, how a woman is made to feel like a natural woman through the man that she's with. Mm-hmm. And under normal circumstances, you'd be like, why would you like a song about a natural woman? It's like you have to understand and listen to the lyrics because the lyrics themselves are telling you, you want a woman to come to you one day and say, what you're doing and how you make me feel and how, we relate. It makes me feel like a natural woman.
Yeah, like I said, Aretha was real. It wasn't sugar-coated. It wasn't, happy-go-lucky, even though she could do up-tempo stuff and she could do fun stuff, but Aretha came from a real place. Mm-hmm. And it was raw and it was real and it was soulful and it was from, that place, inside that, how you really want to relate to somebody and how you want them to relate to you and how you want them to express. Everybody wants somebody to express themselves to you from someplace real.
Yeah.
Not
Well, that's where
pretense.
communication
right,
comes in.
not fake and phony. No, like, what do you say? Tell me what you really feel.
Mm-hmm.
Aretha was giving it to you for real. This is not, and it's like, wow, okay. And I think that's why women appreciated her so much and
Yeah.
still do because she
Yes.
expressed a lot of things that women want to express.
Mm-hmm.
And she was able to get it out there, like I said, in a way that really, make a man stop and listen. Like you said, that's one of your favorite songs as a man. It's about natural, but because you're stopping and you're listening to what Aretha's saying.
Yep.
And, sometimes what they say, men don't listen. Well, Aretha knew how to get men to listen.
Is that right, DJ?
That's right.
But Aretha knew how to get men to listen. We would listen to that and like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what you mean.
So overall, I would say that we talked about two separate things, believe it or not, in what we were saying here. We talked about the movie, obviously.
Right.
And we also talked about the career of Aretha Franklin.
Right.
And there's no way to be able to cover that in an hour-long podcast,
Right.
let alone in a 2.5-hour movie, which is
Right.
what you will see.
Right.
There was, like I said, a mini-series that
Yeah.
went on for, 3, 4, 5 days?
It's like 3 or 4
That
nights.
gives you a lot
Yeah.
more in-depth information.
Right.
And it's well acted and well done as
Yeah,
well.
it was.
And I believe it's called Genius
Yeah.
Aretha.
Right.
So if you look that up, you'll find it and get a lot more information on Aretha Franklin. So do we do we give thumbs up to the movie as a three of us?
I give excellent, because I think it
Yes.
captured the essence of not only who Aretha Franklin was,
Mm-hmm.
but the essence of her music. And I think you get an understanding of what her music was really all about.
And we never even got into the whole abuse and all those things like that. We kept it lightweight for this particular podcast, but as you start to watch the movie, I think DJ, you said you cried during certain parts of it and
yes.
everything. It's a very emotional movie. If you know the history or if you've heard of different things,
Right.
you know what she went through to
Right.
be able to come out with this type of art.
And that's what I'm saying. You when she's singing, it's coming from someplace, and it's coming from someplace real. This is not, this is not somebody. Aretha Franklin wasn't a puppet. She wasn't somebody in the background saying, "Hey, we want you to be this type of artist, and we want you to sing this way, and we want you to sing these." This was coming from her gut, and from her life experiences, and you can hear that in the music. She's singing the way that she's singing for a reason.
Yeah.
And I think the movie did very good in capturing what those reasons were.
I defy anybody, if you go to see this movie, I guarantee you will walk out, if you weren't already, you will walk out an Aretha Franklin fan.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
just saw her.
So, and that about does it. We want to thank you all for joining us back for our inaugural season 2 first episode. We had a good time on our hiatus, but we are back and we are ready to get it going. Next week we have a special surprise for you, and I don't want to give it away just yet because I want to make sure that everything goes down the way it's supposed to. But
Is the guy from France coming?
is he coming to? He's invited if he'd like
I
to.
was just wondering. Like, yeah.
We just know we have
It's
something
probably
special.
a girl. You guys are all saying it's a guy, and I think it's a girl.
Is that what you think?
In France, yeah.
It might be.
Okay. She
Oui,
can come.
Oui, oui.
Oui.
You're welcome.
All right. Devo, you got any last parting words for the listeners?
Just want to say, first of all, thank everybody for supporting us all throughout season 1. It was a great season. We talked about a lot of great things. We did a lot of shows.
Please go back and listen to some of those shows.
And, stick around for season 2. Like Shadow said, we got a lot of great things coming up. Don't forget, we have our Facebook page you can always go to. We have our Instagram. Like I said, we're on all of the platforms like Spotify and Google Podcasts and iHeartRadio and Apple Podcasts and Amazon Music. So, go to those players if you have them. And, stay tuned every Wednesday. Will be a new episode.
Yes.
So we look forward to you guys hanging out with us in season 2.
Also, we started a YouTube page as well.
Yeah, we're gonna get. We're getting a
YouTube
YouTube page going, and I think people will get a chance to
channel.
Yeah, YouTube channel. That's what they're called. Meet a lot of other people from the Emerald City family. This season.
DJ, any last words?
I missed you guys.
Yeah,
Who,
we can
the
tell.
audience or us?
You guys. I missed you guys.
That ain't how she left out.
You guys are full of...
I'm
Beautiful
She said we was
Yes.
getting on. I thought we was getting on your last nerve.
Listen.
Didn't she call
We
for the
don't, need,
vacation?
we don't need it. We don't need to talk
We do
about
get. We do get on your last nerve, don't we?
You guys are true big brothers. That's all I can say. For real, though. Just for reals. We're a
what
true family here.
That's what we're here
That's
for.
all I can say.
Once again,
Anyways,
go ahead.
nothing. I
That's
love
it?
you guys.
Oh, very sweet of her.
Yeah, don't forget that 70s birthday party coming up.
DJ's
DJ's birthday. We're gonna party hard.
Wow.
Thank you once again for listening to Emerald City Music Podcast. Have a wonderful week and go in peace.